Hey 2020 grads, it's Shannon and Brian here. All of us at OSU Aviation wanted to put together a video so that we could tell you how proud and excited we are of your accomplishments. We know you're going to go on to do really great things.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. We're sorry that we couldn't see you one last time before you left campus. Please, if you're back in town, stop by and let us know how you're doing. Our doors are always open for you. You've already faced some dramatic challenges as you enter this industry. With that in mind, we wanted to bring you a special guest today to share some words of advice. Captain April Nervig-Willis. She's currently a captain with United Airlines on the 7576, and she is a 1984 grad of the College of Engineering in Aviation. She departed Boston the morning of 9/11, and while she was en route, she learned about the terrorist attacks that were happening in the country. So she has faced some challenges as she went through her career, and we wanted her to give you some words of advice as you move on into the future.
And remember, once a Buckeye, always a Buckeye.
Bucks. Hi and welcome. I'm April Nervig-Willis and I'm an Ohio State alumni. I graduated way back in the day in 1984 with a Bachelor of Science in Aviation from the College of Engineering. And today I'm a captain with United Airlines on the Boeing 767 and Boeing 757. I'm honored to be here with you today at your commencement from the best university on the planet. Congratulations, you did it. All your hard work and perseverance paid off. Congratulations also to your parents for their support and enthusiasm that helped you achieve this milestone in your life. You've chosen a very exciting and rewarding career. New technologies and equipment are being developed every day, while techniques and procedures are being reworked to further advance aviation. The only constant in aviation is change. I know how excited you were to start your senior year, knowing that graduation was just around the corner and you'd be entering in a new chapter of your life. Then, only a few short months ago, COVID-19 enters into the picture and changes everything. Here you are, sitting in your living room, watching this, and not being able to experience your graduation ceremony in the shoe. Not only that, aviation industry is getting hit hard with ramifications from COVID-19, and you can't help but be worried as to what is going to happen to you and your career. Well, let me give you a brief history of my career. When I graduated in 1984, the economy was doing well as the field of aviation. My first job after graduation was at Ohio State. I was a flight instructor to build my flight time and to become more marketable as a pilot. About a year and a half later, I landed my first job with a very small commuter called Fisher Brothers out of Galion, Ohio. I was living large as a first officer when, bam, Fisher Brothers goes out of business unexpectedly, and I find myself on the unemployment line and living under the threat of having to move back in with my parents. It took a few months to find my next job, and in the interim, I came back to Ohio State to instruct. And this time I was hired at Comair out of Cincinnati, Ohio. What a relief. While at Comair, I started to apply to major airlines, and I got an interview with both United and American Airlines. The interview at American Airlines didn't go quite as well as I had hoped. I almost passed out after they took my blood during one of the phases of the interview. Well, one down, one to go, and United was a different story. I made it through all three interview phases and didn't even pass out once. Now I'm excited to begin my career at United. And what do I get in the mail? I got a letter saying that United stopped hiring in the interim, and I was now in a hiring pool. Lovely. Luckily, I hadn't put in my letter with Comair, so there I stayed. About a year passes and still no Class 8 from United. So not being the impatient type, I applied to TWA. I went through their interview process, didn't pass out once since they didn't take blood, and I got hired. I then go to training at TWA, which takes about 2 months to get through. Just a few days shy of my 727 flight engineer check ride, I get a call from United, and now they have a Class 8. It was a hard decision, but I decided to go with my dream airline, which was United. That was November 1988, and the aviation industry was going gangbusters. In 1 year's time, I had 1,000 pilots junior to me, and I had gone from a flight engineer on the 727 to a first officer on the 737. I was on easy street. Then in 1990, the Gulf War began, and things came to a grinding halt, and even with a few airlines going out of business. Gradually after the war ended, and things started to spool up again. In 1995, I checked out as a first officer on the 777, and then 6 months later, I became a captain on the 737. Finally. In June 2000, I upgraded to a captain on the 767 and 757. Life was great. Then, on a beautiful sunny day in September 2001, as I was flying my bright and shiny jet from Boston to San Francisco, we started to receive messages from the company saying to secure our cockpit door for possible cockpit incursions. 1 hour later, I found myself on the ground in Des Moines, trying to wrap my head around what was going on, and then having to explain it to the passengers. From that moment on, things in the aviation industry changed dramatically. Airlines went bankrupt and some failed. Employees by the thousands were either furloughed or laid off, and while those who kept their jobs took huge pay cuts. I was one of the more fortunate ones, and I was able to stay a captain on the 767. Through time, the economy rebounded and people overcame their fear of flying, and aviation jobs were restored. Then in 2008 came the recession, and aviation was once again hit with layoffs. A few more years go by, and the aviation community starts to thrive and grow so much that now there's talk of pilot shortages in the near future. That leads us to now in COVID-19. Our response to COVID-19 has put the airline industry and any company associated with it in a tailspin. Airlines have canceled thousands of flights daily. Even I, after 31 years with United, don't know when I'll be stepping into another cockpit, as my fleet has been grounded through the month of May. My point to all this is not to paint a picture of doom and gloom, but to show how aviation has been in tough times before and has always come back and prospered. But we're at a new low right now, but this too shall pass. Don't be discouraged if you don't get your dream job right away. Be proud of every baby step you take, either forwards or backwards, or it might even be sideways. You will get there. I know that you love working in aviation field as much as I do, and even though it's not always filled with rainbows and clear skies, and for you pilots out there, cavo-pay, I don't regret 1 minute on my journey. Remember this, we Buckeyes are everywhere, and you have a friend in each and every one of us. Never be afraid to ask for a helping hand. I hope I get to see each and every one of you in my cockpit, either as a passenger or as my first officer. Congratulations again, and enjoy the next chapter of your life. OH.
IO.
See, I have my husband trained.
Congratulations. I'm Adam Stifler, president of the OSU Aviation Alumni Society. We are proud of your accomplishments and wish that we could celebrate with you on campus. You have worked so hard to get to this point, and you've no doubt been supported by many. We want you to know that that support does not end just because you've graduated. You are now part of a larger family of close to 3,000 aviation alumni who you can lean on as you begin your professional career. We're extending free first-year membership to the Society to the entire graduating class this semester. Expect details soon. Through Society membership, you can stay connected with the Center for Aviation Studies, the OSU Airport, the OSU Aviation student organizations, and you can network through our social and charitable events throughout the year with Society members whose experience you can lean on should you seek any guidance. Collectively, we have centuries of experience on which you can draw. Again, congratulations. We look forward to meeting you, and welcome to the Buckeye alumni family.